So I'm originally from South Florida. So I was born in Miami, grew up in Fort Lauderdale. I went to University of Florida for undergrad, and then I majored in biology. And I stayed there for veterinary school, so spent a total of 8 years in Gainesville. And then when I finished veterinary school at UF, I moved to Philadelphia, and I did a rotating general internship in medicine and surgery at the University of Pennsylvania. And then I stayed there another 3 years to do my neurology residency. I had a dog as a young kid who was very ill, who the primary vet that we had for him gave him more time with our family, and that had a really big impact on me because he was my first dog. So I always felt this pull towards veterinary medicine. When I went into clinics as a veterinary student, I saw my first spinal surgery, and I just got immediately hooked. So that's what initially drew me to neurology. It was seeing a hemilaminectomy, which is the most common spinal surgery we do for slip discs in dogs, and seeing this dachshund go from not being able to feel its toes to walking in a couple of weeks, and kind of seeing that whole process out. I just was immediately hooked. I think for me, the most rewarding part of being a neurologist is in the fact that we see some of the most critical patients. We tend to make a very big difference and give pets a new kind of lease on life. So I think that's really, really moving, and it feels, it's kind of an honor to be able to be a part of it. There was one in particular who was a young Yorkie mix who came in for very suddenly being unable to walk and very off balance, was tilting to the left, was in a really critical state and had developed very, very, very quickly. But he ended up doing well, and I had him as a patient my full 3 years of residency because he presented in my first couple of months when I had started the program. So just formed a really nice bond with the family and knew him really, really well, and had a good connection with them. So it was really great, seeing him over those 3 years, and managing his condition and seeing him do really well and get a lot more time with his family. Yeah, since the time I've been here, I've been really taken aback with how professional the team is at SEVN, but also just how compassionate they are and how they individualize care for each patient who's here. They are wonderful at what they do, and are able to handle a really high caseload of pets while really individualizing care and bringing love and compassion to each patient who's here while they're here. Yeah, Benjamin is an only child. He is like my sidekick. I've had him since I found out that I got into veterinary school. So he's been with me for, all through veterinary school, residency training, and was huge, support animal in that. He's such a sweet little guy, and he is like my furry child for sure. He is a very hyper dog, but it fits me because I like to be active too. So he gets us out. We go for a lot of walks. He's definitely a people dog, not so much a other dog. So he's been an only child, but yeah. I love hanging out with my dog and my husband, so I spend a lot of time together just exploring Miami a little bit still. Love going to new restaurants, probably one of my favorite activities. And then I like running too, so love going for runs in my neighborhood. Like going on trips to national parks are probably my favorite vacations. So I've been to a lot of national parks in the US, have a list of more that I definitely want to go to on my next couple vacations, but yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do.